Ooh, ooh. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Listen, guys, we're here. Post match reaction. Brighton away. Oh, my Lord. I'm laughing because we got outplayed. I mean, I could just end it here and we can go home now. I don't think there's any much else to say, is there? Oh, Lord. Shout out to everyone that's in the building so far. Smash a like on the video. I mean, I don't know why you smashing a like on the last, but let's do it. Smash a like for me because you like me. Okay, let's do that. Katrina, wish I'd gone to bed, stayed up from the nights to watch it. Yeah. Nige D, back to reality. Cage, you sound like a poor performance by Leeds. Got to get a new striker this week without fail. Yeah, we'll get into all of that. And I'm seeing all the Rodrigo stuff, but it wasn't just him today. He was very old Rodrigo today. I was ready to write the remontada maybe, but nah. That's why you have to be careful with that. That's why you have to be careful. Listen, he burned me once. I'm not going to do it again. You just have to hope he keeps it up and comes back in the next game. Thankfully, I'll tell you what, the positive is the next game is on Tuesday. We can right this wrong very, very soon. But listen, full credit to Brighton, man. Brighton were tremendous today. And it's like I've said about Brighton before. If they had a proper killer up front, if they had any kind of remnants of a decent striker, Brighton would be beating a lot of teams like this, but they just possession heavy because they can't finish their chances. They should have won much more than 1-0 today. Have to admit it. If there's anyone that disagrees, I will flag it up, of course, I will. But that's just in my opinion. Mark, if I'm after Carnival. Have a good one, man. Have a good one. Bully B Christensen is awful. Yes, it's a bit mad today. Shane Leonard Harrison was terrible today, so frustrating. I mean, the problem was when we was getting the ball from the defense, we couldn't keep hold of it. We couldn't keep hold of it at all. So yes, he was anonymous in the game, but he wasn't the only one, was he? And it's because every time we got the ball, Brighton were just there sniffing around. They were getting to all the second balls, pause. So yeah, it's a bad day at the office. It's a bad day at the office. I mean, we've just gone from this kind of high, we crash back down to earth, man. We can never have an in between, can we? Just let us down gently. But listen, Isaac, shout out to you, man, for the super chat. Thank you so much. Credit to Brighton. I thought they were brilliant, especially the first half. Man, I was on 35 minutes. On 35 minutes around there, I was saying, please, let's just end this game and go to the Everton game. I just it was just bad. It was so bad today. But once again, credit to Brighton. Alex, shout out to you for the super chat, Rodrigo, my lord. Yeah, when it's not going for Rodrigo, his body language is bad. It's very bad. I mean, he put off a pass to Aronson, which was way off. By the way, it was way off. There was no way that Aronson could have done it, and he needed the ball earlier because he was going to be offside. And he's turning around and throwing his arms in the air and giving Aronson a dirty look. And it's like, well, Rod, you didn't get the pass right, and you could have released it earlier. But listen, when it's going bad for him, that's the way it is. That's the way it is with Rodrigo, and that's another reason, people, why I've been consistent in saying we still need another striker. We still need another forward in this group because when it's going wrong, it's going to end like this, and we just had nothing up top. Stephen Boyd saying no shame in losing to Brighton. There isn't, but the performance was bad, especially when you consider how well we did last week against Chelsea. It was like night and day, people. Katrina, it could be worse. We could be Bournemouth. Yeah, absolutely. And listen, this is something else. I don't know where everybody watched the game today. And please don't message me anything about any links, please. I beg you. But I was watching it on the USA Network today somehow, and you get all the Premier League goals at half time. It's crazy how the English Premier League, we don't get anything but people talking about it. But other countries, and it was the same with when I used to get other links, they get all the highlights straight away. I know it's all to do with money and rights, but it's crazy how that is. I'll never understand that, how we don't get goals as they go in over here. Crazy. Um, Scott Lightning, Aronson, and Sinistera class. Gelhart should have come on earlier. Rodrigo should have gone on instead of Aronson. Yeah, there was a couple of strange subs for me. And as good as Forshaw, I think Forshaw was okay when he came on, but yet again, he came on when we was 1-0 down looking for a goal, and he came on for Jack Harrison. That tells you that there's gaps in the team. That tells you that the squad still needs another couple of quality bodies because we can't be going to Brighton 1-0 down and putting on Forshaw for Jack Harrison when we need a goal. It doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. John Beresford, yep, got dominated. Can't disagree. Joe Marcus saying Dan James anonymous, and I made a point in the middle of the first half because Brighton were literally all over us. We couldn't breathe. I wasn't even sure Sanchez was playing. I didn't even see him for the first half an hour of the game. But I was thinking, would it have been worth it taking off Dan James for a Mateus Click just to give us an extra body in the midfield? Was anybody else thinking that at the time? Let me know in the live chat and let me know in the comments after the game. I just felt that we needed to stop the bleeding. We need to stop the onslaught because Brighton kept on getting in a lot. And just because of their lack of ability to finish, we got away with it quite a few times in the first half. Um, Joe Mark, why did Jesse bring on Forshaw when he did? No idea. No idea. As I said, it was a very odd time to put him on when we were 1-0 down. But these are the kind of things I was talking about at the start of the season. I said to have like players like Click and Forshaw is if you're gonna have to use them, it's gonna have to be in a position of when you're winning because more so Forshaw, what was he gonna do really at 1-0? I mean, he put in a good free kick for Llorente, who completely mistimed his jump and everything, but that's not the kind of inspired substitution that you're looking for when you're 1-0 down at a ground like Brighton. That's just me. That's just my opinion, though. Obviously, you disagree. Cloud Dizzle, thoughts on the ref cage? Yeah, listen, he was giving yellow cards like candy in the first half, but then when you realise that the referee is moving like that, you've got to adjust your game to it. So you're going to get different kind of refs. And yes, he did give us a couple of yellows in the first half that were a bit soft. And Jesse Marsh got the wrath of it in the second half. But yeah, you've got to adjust. You got to adjust your game to that kind of ref. When you see what type of time he's on, you got to go. Okay, well, I better not do this because I'll get a yellow card. Joe Mark, Forshaw master of the sideway passes. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, Lewis Marsh's yellow card was golden. It was. I mean, he was getting frustrated. You could clearly see. You could clearly see that he was getting peed off, and that's why he slammed the ball down. And then he was giving it to the ref sarcastically. Pause. Jack Simpson, I don't understand why people are so upset. Listen, man, Jack, what I would say is it's always upsetting when you lose a game. I think no one wants to lose a football game, but I think it's also the manner that you lose. I think if it was a back and forth 1-0 loss or 2-1 loss, you kind of like, okay, at least we gave it some effort. But today, yeah, it just wasn't there. The performance wasn't there, and especially off the back of a good performance last week. D. Turley, apologies if covered your view on Rasmus. Yeah, I mean, once again, in the first couple minutes, he started very, very shaky. I think he got megged and fouled the player. Yes, it was again. He's not having a very good time of it overall because even against Chelsea, he had to grow in the game as we were growing confident. It hasn't been good overall so far. You can't sugarcoat it. It hasn't been good. Yeah, Ben Rasmus was poor again today. Yeah, he was. Can't disagree. If anyone thinks he was good, though, please put it up and I will flag it up on the screen, of course. Uh, Jason Peters is saying Brighton beat Hammers and Manchester United 6-0. Yeah, they did. They did. Absolutely. Uh, Lewis saying Brighton to win the league. I think they're second at the moment. I think Man City come back. Haaland. And that's another thing as well. FPL. Lord have mercy. I switched it last minute to KDB, and he didn't get nothing today. Nothing. No attack in return. And I was flicking between him and Haaland. I should have left it, but I think I even put the vice captain on Tony. So I don't know what I was doing. It's all mad. It's absolutely all mad. Stephen LC, is Raka ever going to play more than 60 minutes today? Well, listen, Raka didn't have his best outing today, but I think the yellow card may have played a part. But also, I do think that they're trying to build up his fitness. I think we'll see over the next couple of weeks if he gets up to 80, then 90. But just remember, he hasn't played a lot of football since while he's been at Bayern Munich, so I think they're probably considering that too. Yeah, I saw that as well. Plenty of people captain Salah 9-0, no returns. It's incredible. Northern Gorilla, poor showing today, KG, bit of a letdown. Yeah, that's how I feel. I feel not let down. I just feel like where was the performance from last week, and how does it go from 100 to 0 with no in between? It's gonna be like that. I understand that. I understand where we are, but yeah, it's just a weird one today. I feel again, I don't want to take any credit away. And as Hannah says here, Potter is a fantastic manager. Got to give credit when it's due. That's how I'm feeling, Hannah. I'm feeling like Brighton were just the better team. Like we couldn't do anything about them. Gross today was tremendous. He was brilliant today. Trossard was good. March, I think if March had a better finish, he wouldn't have. Wouldn't have been so long since he scored his last goal. He had a few good opportunities. A great save by Melier on that one-on-one chance, by the way. Listen, sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say, Brighton, you are well worth your win, and we move on to Everton on Tuesday. Kieran saying, KG, looks like we're going to have to settle for the top four instead of winning the league this year. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah, Tom, I'm not angry with the team, just disappointed. Yeah, man. Parents talk, man. Yeah. That's how it feels. Just disappointed. Like, oh, man. It is. It's deflating, isn't it? Joe Mark saying Sonny Perkins up front if Bamford out need a target. Nah, we need to buy a striker. And I mentioned this week on the debrief about Ben Brer and Diaz, and not a lot of people were really positive about it. But the thing is, you have to look at context and you have to look at situation. We are now at the point where we're 5 days away from the window closing. I don't know who we're going to get with the budget that we have, but we could get him, and he could absolutely be a brilliant option across the front forward line. And he's quick; he can hold the ball up decently, but he knows where the goal is too. And ever since he changed his name to Diaz, he has been brilliant, and I think he can make the step up to the Prem. Right now, I don't know where we're shopping. Maybe the board have got something else in mind. I hope they do. But I think he would be a perfect option. And he's going to be somebody who won't demand first team football straight away. I mean, I don't know. If Ollie Watkins was available and we could afford him, absolutely go for him. But I'm thinking that we're not going to be spending that kind of money. Ben Brent and Diaz will probably be around 15 million because I think he's in the last year of his contract. We need to do something, people. We need to do something. Tom saying after the first three games, it's understandable why the fans expect more and better. Yeah. This is something here. Harvey saying start Sinistero over James all day long against Everton. Yeah, I think as Sinistero gets his fitness up, and I think he probably is getting fit now. Yeah, start him against Everton. Let's give them problems from the off because Sinistero had some bright sparks today. I think that chance where he should have used his left foot, that was very frustrating. He went in with his right instead. But listen, I think he's going to be good for us going forward. He's going to give us that X factor, something a bit different. There was also a bit of a chance by Aronson. It wasn't so blatant, but it was when their player mispassed it, and Sinistero passed it to Aronson, and he cut it back. No one ran onto it, man. It was a perfect cut back, but it was just one of those days. One of those days. Jack saying, don't sell Dan James. He's a good sub for Lewis long term. I don't think Dan James is going anywhere, Jack. I haven't seen any credible sources that have said that Dan James is being sold. And when it got to one of the credible sources, when he was linked to Spurs, they said no. He said they're not getting him. So I don't think there's anything to worry about in terms of Dan James being sold. But we just need another quality option up front and in midfield. But I don't think that's going to get done. I don't think it's going to get done. Uh, let's have a look. See what else you're saying, people. Mm-mm-mm. Let's have a look. Jack saying, yeah, true, KG, but seeing a lot of fans with agenda against him. Jack, I've forgotten who you talked about, man. My head's gone. My head's gone. Oh, Lord. Lee Waters with a super chat. Thank you so much, Lee. Gutted, missed last week's game on holiday, caught the game this week, but laid up in bed with a virus. Get well soon, Lee. kind of saw that coming. Win some, lose some. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're not going to go on a massive avalanche of wins, but I guess it's just more the performance, which was quite not worrying, but disappointing today. I would say so. But yeah, please give me your thoughts on the game today. Give me anything that you've thought of. Let me just see if I've got anything else. I've got to say as well, Karen Curtin, big support of the channel. Thank you for your super thanks on the last video, and William Morrison, who is a new member of the channel. Thank you so much, people. Yeah, Jack, my head's gone after watching that too. I hear you. I hear you. Steve Kelly saying the whole team were flat today. Fair. Rasmus, although far from perfect, is showing improvement. We need another target man. Rodrigo was off it today. Um, Shout out to Julio. I'm going to think it's Julio. I think I may have said this before, but Julio Guzman. I don't see an on-field leader to help control players' composure. Thank you for the super chat. Um, I don't think anybody really lost their head today, though. I think the person that lost their head the most was Jesse Marsh. Hence why he got the yellow card. But no, I just think that we just couldn't get a foothold in the game because Brighton wouldn't let us as well. I just think that they were just too good for us today. It sucks to say, but I mean, we haven't won there in so long. But not only that, I don't even remember the last time we scored there. So I was hoping it would change today. I was hoping Marsh Ball would come through, but listen, it wasn't to be. Listen, and as well, Pervader, he's gone out on loan to Blackpool. In case anyone didn't know, they kind of announced it between announcing the lineup and something else. So you may have missed that. So I mean, Ian Pervader, I think it's time for him to probably go at the end of the season. I don't see him getting a role here long term. So hopefully it goes well for him at Blackpool and he can get a move after that. But yeah, he's gone. Oh man. Let's have a look. Let's get into your comments again. Ian saying disappointed today, mate. Rudder's not on it and it showed. Need that striker. Absolutely. Katrina, what's wrong with Coops? Who knows? Who knows? He played in the midweek game and he wasn't even on the bench today. Doesn't disappoint me, but again, it's just another player that we've got that's a little bit unhealthy, a little bit injury prone, and is not available for selection. But listen, I've said enough. I've said enough. I can't keep going over these kind of things. So it is what it is. Julio, you're getting all of them. Julio. We're unfortunate not to lose by more. We were unfortunate to lose by more. Melier, got to give him his props again. He kept us in the game, so Melier was really good for us as he has been all season. But we shouldn't be relying on him so much. Our defense wasn't as good as it has been previously, so hopefully we bounce back on Tuesday. Hopefully. MOT News, the ref was extremely biased, in my opinion. Fair enough. I mean, I was listening to the USA Network, and whether it's because we've got the American guys, but they were rooting for Leeds to win. It was like having LUTV. It was crazy. Scott Lightning, time to ship these injury prone players out, Cooper, Bamford, and Firpo. But problem is, Scott, who's going to take them? That's the problem you have. It's all well and good saying ship them out. I would agree, but who's going to take them? It's that's the problem that you have. Jody saying we started well and shaky, improved through the match to then look like the better team. Not the result, but there's always next week. Heads up, lads. Well, this is it. I noted this down as well. Let me just get there. And if you haven't already, please smash a like on the video. Metro is saying people blaming the ref for that dreadful performance from us today. Yeah, I mean, listen, some people do. I don't. Right? He was easy with the yellow cards, but then you adjust your game to that referee. He wasn't the reason why we lost today. We were poor. That's my opinion anyway. Feel free to disagree. Um, yeah, their goal came as we was getting joy in the game, and I noted as well on 50 minutes. The first good passing phase that we had was in the second half on 50 minutes, but it led to Solly March's chance one-on-one with Melier, and it was a really good pass by Gross, by the way. That's the kind of day it was today. That's the kind of day it was. Yeah, I heard rumors about Sargent. I wouldn't want that transfer. Yeah, I mean, listen, this Josh Sargent guy, he needs this. He needs this season in the champ for me. He's not the answer. Listen, he's got 4 goals in his last 3 appearances. Cool. But these are his first goals since January. Not for me. No. Let him have his season in the Prem. I wouldn't want to go anywhere near that one. No chance. Yeah. Jed. Jed is saying legend says there are players on the pitch still looking for Llorente's long passes. It was not his day today at all. Him and Rodrigo were both pretty guilty of letting loose passes go, in all fairness, both of them. Oh, man. Yeah, Jack as well. Rodrigo shot from a mad distance as well, and they almost broke on us. I think that was it. I think that might have been the chance for March. Absolutely crazy. Crazy, man. Oh, God. But yeah, let me see if there's anything else before I get into your comments, before we wrap up. I don't think there's much else to say. I don't think so. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's lazy journalism too, Kieran. Kieran just saying we're going to be linked to every ex-player of Jesse and every American. Absolutely. Absolutely right. Oh, man. Let's have a look. Just having a look. Yeah, Webster today, he could have got a couple of goals. He could have got a couple of goals today. Their centre back. Every loose ball Brighton seemed to get to. Yeah, I thought Veltman was good as well. Brighton were just better. It's just one of those. Uh, yeah, I've mentioned everything I was supposed to. Really good stuff from me. Thank you, thank you. Julio saying Aronson limping off the field is a concern. Yeah, maybe that's why he got taken off at 82 minutes. Maybe they're just being precautious because we need him for Everton. Maybe Jesse could see we weren't going to get back into this game, and he took him off them. But yeah, I would fully expect to see Brendan back by this game. Let's have a look. Rick is saying, "Okay, my man, hope you're well. I'm okay. Better after, not good after this performance though. But what an awful performance. Not good enough. Rads, open your checkbook and give us a forward. We're in this third big season. Yeah, crazy man. We're seeing teams around us just strengthening at every chance they can get, and there's been zero credible rumors anyway. I would say about a transfer coming in, any kind of transfer." Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to say the least. Let me just see if there's been anything said. No, nothing's been said as of yet. Metro saying only Aronson and Melier could take any praise from today. Yeah, I mean there was a bit as well when Tyler Adams early in the first half made an excellent. I mean, he was tracking back, and Trossard was about to shoot on his right foot, and he just nicked it off him. Really good tracking back. I thought he was okay today, Tyler Adams. I don't think he was particularly bad. It's just that it was a collective, just let down effort, I think. Ray saying, "This is how I see it. It's an improvement on last season." Well, that's not true, Ray, because we got battered against Brighton last season, but we actually stole a point. So it all depends. I mean, if you're measuring up on performances or against a point taken, it depends how you measure it, isn't it, Ray? We'll see. Yeah, Metro just saying, yeah, fair enough about Adams. Yeah, there's not much he could do today. Not much he could do. Steve is saying, do fans really need to be so choosy when it comes to incoming players? Contributions from almost anyone is better than what a constantly injured player can offer, right? No, Steve, because that's how you end up with a load of players that you don't want and you can't shift on. That's the wrong thing to do. That's panic buying. So let's just say, I mean, look, you've just seen Mopai move to Everton from Brighton. Brighton can't score a goal for Tuffy, pun intended. But now they've just let him go to Everton, even though they have trouble scoring goals. They know that he's not the answer, so they've moved him on. I mean, Steve, give me a name that you think that we should just take and accept at this point. The reason why I say Diaz is because there is a ceiling there where he could perform above expectations because of his skill set. I haven't just picked out one like a Ashley Barnes, as somebody said before. It's got to be the right profile, and I do think he would fit in here. But Randolph, listen, that's fair enough. Randolph is saying KG Diaz is 90% donkey and 10% brilliant. I live in Blackburn and watch a lot of their games. No, no, no. I would be gutted if we got him. That's fair enough. That is fair enough. Uh, That is tremendous, by the way. Danny Boy is saying, but Diaz is from Blackburn. He's a championship player. We don't need a player from that league. It's very short sighted, Danny Boy. There's plenty of. I mean, Sanderberg at the moment is being linked with Liverpool. So should Liverpool? Not, I mean, he's way. I don't think Liverpool should be going for him. I think we should be going for a player like that. But there's talent to be gotten in the championship. So on that basis, Danny Boy, you would never want someone like Eze, Elise, Watkins, Ing started there. There's plenty of talent there. It's a very it's a very short sighted thing to say. Yeah, Jack. Half of our team is from that league, absolutely. But this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying Ben Burton Diaz is the be all and end all. Not even close. I would hope that the board are looking at someone probably better than that. But I'm just saying, if we need to get in a forward, it's essential for me. Uh, MOT news. I don't particularly want Huang, but if we get him, I will back him. Well, listen, that's all we can do. You back anybody that plays for the club, in my opinion. You just back them anyway. But Huang, the only thing I would say there is if that was even true, again, I haven't seen one credible source for that, not one. But if it was true, he's played under Jesse before, and maybe Jesse would get the best out of him. That's what I would. That's what I would hang my hat on signing Huang. He's not a bad player, but he's not prolific either. But that's where we are at the minute, unfortunately, because we don't seem to be spending in that upper bracket of player or even mid tier. Because it's got nothing to do where we finished last season because Forest are signing players that we could have possibly looked at, like an Emmanuel Dennis. So yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those. Yeah, and I see the price as well, not worth 25 million. I don't see how they could even command that. He hasn't done anything to warrant a profit. So I think again that's just agent talk, paper talk, just guessing the price. There's no way that Huang is costing 25 million. Not in this Premier League, man. Uh, let's have a look. Yeah, and more examples. Bowen and Tony from the Championship, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just a blanket statement that is uh, everyone's got their opinions, man. Uh, Isaac is saying Brighton have a much better coach than we have. He's one of the best. They must buy two strikers and replacement for the great Kukurea, and they can finish seventh or eighth within budget. Yeah, yeah. Potter's really good, man. I'm not just saying that because I've said hello to him before. Now he is really good, but they're just missing a real good striker. Steve, I wasn't trying to be snappy. I never took it as snappy, Steve. I wasn't saying bring in anyone, just someone who can fill in the gaps for when a player or players have an off day. But the problem with that, Steve, is we've already got gap players. I would say that Forshaw and Click are gap players right now, where you think, yeah, they're all right for 20, 30 minutes in certain games against Barnsley and if we're winning a game. But when we're 1-0 down against Brighton, do we really want to see those guys coming on? Not really, but they are those kind of players. We need to up the quality in the squad. That's just my opinion, though. That's just my opinion. Mr. P in the house. Shout out to Mr. P. Good evening to all. Back to the old leagues today. Therapy session most definitely required. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about therapy. It's our first loss of the season. Let's put it in context. Um, I'm not name dropping. Ben, nice one though. Now, listen, it's our first loss of the season, so who would have thought we would have done that at this stage of the season? That's a positive. We've got a quick turnaround. Everton on Tuesday, and I fully believe that we could beat them at home. I think they drew against Brentford today. The last time I checked the score, so we don't have to hold on to this loss for too long, people. That's the best thing I will say about today. Um, Tasha is saying, is Jesse scared of Rodrigo? Was living on the sideline watching his S show, but still failed to take him off. I don't think so, Tasha. I think he's taken off Rodrigo plenty of times before, quite early too. I mean, even against Chelsea. Once again, as well, by the way, against Chelsea, even though it was a great team performance, when Rodrigo got subbed off, he didn't even shake Jesse's hand. So maybe Rodrigo just gets disappointed when he doesn't complete 90 minutes. And maybe he thought in the form Rodrigo's in, let's shoot Jesse some bail here. Maybe he thought that Rodrigo would come up with something at any point of the game, last minute or anything like that, in the form he's in. But I think it was pretty obvious from the game it wasn't going to be Rodrigo's day today. So yeah, limited therapy today, Isaac. It's a small one. I mean, last season, if you look at last season's videos, it was nothing but therapy. So we're just having a small session here. Let's have a look. Let's get in the last few comments just before we end this. I don't think we've got much else to say. Julio, thank you again for the super chat, my man. This game was a reality check. Yeah, yeah, it was. It was. I think that's fair because I did put us to win 2-1. So yes, I think it is a reality check. I think you might be right, but I was never under the illusion that we was going to go on any kind of mad run and win 8 games in a row. I always think that we are capable of losing games just because of the makeup of our team, but it's the performance. It's just the performance. But listen, yeah, reality check, of course. Yep, smash a like on the video, people. Just over 400 people. Let's go. Yeah, RP Connor's fault. Yeah, man, blame him, man. He should never put a positive projection for Leeds. Just doesn't suit him. So he's the reason we lost. Yeah, go blame him. Oh man. Steely, man. Oh, I've just missed it. Sorry, man. Mr. P with a super chat. Thank you so much. Bad day at the office today. Nothing was sticking. Poor choice of passes and not too constructive going forward. We go again. Yeah, not much else to say there. Not much else to say. Yeah, Star Wars. This is a good point. Star Wars Book Club is saying this team with energy from last week wins this game. Today was an energy issue. I do think that the energy was an issue today. It wasn't nowhere near the intensity that we had against Chelsea, but that's taking it away from Brighton. I think Brighton were just too good today. I just think they were just too good. It's horrible to say. You never want to say that against your team, but this is why I got my channel. I can't just be biased in terms of just Leeds only. It's we were outclassed today by Brighton. Maybe we'll get them back at Ellen Road, but yeah, it wasn't our day today. Paul saying, at least you were able to watch it, guys. My connection in Kazakhstan was very crap, but not as bad as the football, apparently. Shout out to you, Paul. And shout out to everyone watching around the world, man. Wherever you're watching, thank you for tuning in. Rinse Harry, bless up KG. At least it's bank holiday. Like up the video, guys. Yeah, shout out to everybody, man. David Ward, I'm a Brighton supporter and enjoying life. Obviously, I'm not surprised. The way Potter sets up the team up seems to be first nullify then strike. Don't know how he does it. Yeah, he's tremendous, David. You've got a real good coach. I just wish because I'm a football fan in it, and Brighton, you should be playing European football one of these years. You should be with the way you play. You just need to get in that killer striker, and I hope you do it. Hope you do it one day. And shout out to you for watching, man. Louis is saying Raka played bad. Yeah, it wasn't his day. It wasn't his day today. But Lewis, again, on that note, when you've got a player out of form or not playing so well, you want somebody kind of equal to them to come on the pitch. And that's why I really want another central midfield reinforcement. But I don't think we're going to get it, people. So, yeah. Alex, Jesse just said we had to take the bus, no plane available. Yeah. Listen, I think we were 18 stone today. They're 14 stone. We're too heavy. You know, shout out AJ, man. Right. Let me just see if they let me just see if any comments are coming from the post game. Here we go. So we'll finish off unless there's anything great. Okay, here we go. This is from the post game conference. Liam Cooper had a calf problem. Mar says we are being a little safe with him. We're disappointed with that, but it's not bad. I mean, guys, how many players can we be safe with? This is a problem. This is a problem. Isaac, KG, please tell Connor to never predict a Leeds win again. I blame him for the last day. You know what? I'm gonna take a picture of that and send it him in the group chat. There we go. I'll pass the message on. Um, I just the team's fitness in with some of these older players is just not on for me. It's not good enough for me. Not good enough. It just takes it out your depth, not quality, but depth of the team. Oh man. Vic Vinegar saying, "Can we shut up about Cooper now? We know he's injury prone. It's getting old." Yeah, but then Vic, there's people like that love Liam Cooper, like yourself, that still think he should be starting. But how when he's never fit? Yeah, Paul, we're still fifth. It's not all bad. Absolutely, absolutely. Let's have a look. More comments from Jesse Marsh. Marsh on whether he was frustrated by the referee. He laughs and asks, "What makes you say that?" Holds off, makes off any other comment. So he had his Jose moment there. You know, if I speak, I'll be in big trouble. Big trouble. Yes. More on the ref. He didn't have a good performance. Oh, so we did continue, but we didn't have a good performance. I did let him know that. Fair, fair. So okay, and on his own yellow card was well deserved, but you either accept poor decisions or challenge them. I like that. I'll never be a guy who sits there and takes it. It's not my style. Yeah, we know that about Jesse, man. We know that. So, Marsh, first half, this is what Marsh says about the first half. First half, I thought Brighton were better than us, but second half was different. We changed the way we played. We changed our strategy and pushed the game more. Maybe if Lewis Chance goes in, the feeling is different. If Brighton in the first half strategically managed the game much better than we did, but in the second half, it was okay. We needed to follow the match plan a bit more clearly. We had guys freestyling. By this, Marsh says the players didn't stick to the strategy enough in the first half. We were lucky to get out the first half 0-0. Very lucky. Hey, listen, he's an honest guy. He's an honest guy. So if there's one thing you'll say about Jesse, maybe he sees it a little bit different, being so close to the touchline. He's honest overall. You can't ask for any more than that. Yeah, Leeds on top saying if we win against Everton on Tuesday, all will be forgotten. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, let's just see if there's anything else. No, I don't think so. Let me just check another source. No, nothing else here. So yeah, I mean, so that's the basis of it. That's it. And yeah, we'll finish off in a bit. If there's any last comments to what Jesse said, we'll get out of here. Vic Vinegar saying, I mean, obviously he's one of these that like to watch but don't like who they're watching. That's fair enough. To be fair, KG, you said Bate should be starting, can't even get in the champ team. I said that last season in terms of the options that we had and the confidence that was in the players. It was quite obvious that when he did play, he did show more flashes than the current players that were there. You know what I mean? It wasn't an outrageous thing to say. Um, in the team that we had with the options that we had, just remember we had no Aronson, we had no Rucker, we had no Adams, we had an injured Phillips. There wasn't that many options. We had Forshaw running around the place just doing heat map stuff, and we had Click not doing so well in a deeper role. So it wasn't far fetched with the options that we had to say Bate should have been starting a few more games. Yeah. Vic Vinegar, I love watching Cage. You just don't like me. Vic, listen, you've been here a long time. I know your name, Vic, right? I know your name. It's cool. We can all have different opinions, and that's the beauty of it. Like this is not a dictatorship. I love that everyone has different opinions, but let's put context into it where it deserves to be. Okay. uh, Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think we're done, people. I think we're done. Paul, thanks, Cage. You love the show and therapy. Yeah, listen. I think we'll leave it there. I think we'll leave it there. Vic, I'm upset too. It's horrible when you lose. I completely feel you, man. I feel you. Lewis, okay, yeah, just quickly, Lewis saying, what about Clicky? Did we talk about him? Not really. But once again, I thought when he came on, I think he probably could have been subbed on in the first half, in all honesty, just to give us more bodies in the midfield. I thought he was okay. He actually set up a few of our forward moves. Once again, good in the role as a sub. Let's keep him that way. but let's get in another midfielder of quality for when Rocker and Adams are not feeling too good. But listen, people, what is it? Tuesday? Will I do a match preview for the Everton game? I don't know. I don't know. Just look out for that. But I'll definitely be back, whether it's for a watch along for the Everton game or post match reaction. I haven't decided yet, but I'll be back at some point on Tuesday. Listen, people, let's before you leave, please hit the like on the video. For people that haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let's get me to where I deserve to be. And yeah, I will see you in the next video, people. Let's go. Let's get in the next one. Move on to the next one. Bury it. Let's go.